right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday Talks over here at Geotab. As always, my name is Brian. I'm on the Learning Center team over here down in the Las Vegas office. I've got an awesome presentation for you today from a company called Fusebill, and I've got a representative from Fusebill. His name's Peter, who's going to be going through everything today. And without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Peter.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Brian. Great to be on the line with everyone this morning. So good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I won't waste anyone's time, but we just have a whole bunch of people that typically join right at the top of the hour. So I'll just spend a minute to frame things. Fusebill is a subscription billing management platform. People ask us, what do we do? Really, in a nutshell, we extend and enable your accounting system to properly bill, manage, and collect your reoccurring subscriptions. Reoccurring subscriptions in the Geotab ecosystem are the monthly fees associated with your Go devices. So we also bill and collect all other one-time fees and reoccurring fees, lease-to-own fees, bill on behalf of fees, and we make all that kind of simple. So as Brian said, we have a little video that I'd like to show you right now. It's about 4 minutes long, and then after that, I'll dig into some slides and just show you how we make all this simple and how we bring value. And also at the end, we'll have some questions again, as Brian has shared.
Fusebill, the leading subscription management and recurring billing platform, is proud to announce a native integration with global telematics leader Geotab. This advanced integration enables real-time communication between the Fusebill billing platform and the Geotab cloud. The integration allows Fusebill to automate your billing tasks and increase agile monetization opportunities through the Geotab Partner Network. Setup is really simple. Log into Fusebill and enable the integration with Geotab. Fusebill supports a number of native integrations. Pick the Geotab integration option and enter your Geotab login information. With that, your instance of Geotab is now tied to your instance of Fusebill. Now that we have enabled the Geotab to Fusebill integration, let's log into the Geotab My Admin portal and look up a recent activation. Fusebill updates the Geotab activation status, and VIN numbers are updated daily. Here's an active device. To look up the device in Fusebill, log into Fusebill and access the customer screen. Navigate to the monthly subscription screen and find the device. Since the device activation has been synchronized via the Geotab to Fusebill integration, charges are automatically applied for usage of the device for the remaining days in the month. This kind of billing is often called prorated billing. As you can see from the green button, this device is active, indicating that billing is underway. Fusebill automates the process of updating VIN numbers right within the Fusebill platform, so your staff don't have to. Having the VIN number updated automatically allows you to display the VIN number on the customer's invoice. In addition to automating activations to enable prorated billing and automating VIN number updating, Fusebill offers powerful contract management and the automation of monthly billing, customer notifications, credit card retries, contract uplifts on renewal, and contract migrations. All this makes the billing process really easy. Fusebill's home screen offers executive-level dashboards, providing a complete snapshot of your revenue performance. Fusebill's enterprise feature set is built for billing efficiency. Branding settings offer you the ability to customize your business signature, as well as the customer communications section. Fusebill automates 99% of your customer communications. Payment success, payment failure, and payment refund emails are also available. Subscription notification templates round out the suite of email templates in Fusebill. The Fusebill platform comes with powerful reporting capabilities. Business insights like the monthly recurring revenue reports are invaluable. These reports provide the level of detail and drill-down capability needed to manage your business efficiently. An intuitive, forward-looking financial calendar displays how much you will bill each day of the month in the future. The Geotab and Fusebill integration empowers your business with an agile billing system for improved monetization. Take the pain out of your billing process to maximize business opportunities and profits.
So in just under 4 minutes, this video shows us how to go into Fusebill and how to go into Geotab and to enable the synchronization. And just at a high level what it does. I'm now going to dig into the details. I invite you to ask questions in the box as referenced before. So telematics has a number of billing challenges. They're around 3 areas: managing your data, managing your contracts, and managing your Go devices. This graphic shows where your various data fields reside, which is really important because, as you can see, neither Geotab nor your accounting system can house the data needed to support your subscription billing. This is really one of the key issues with subscription billing. So as accounting systems were designed to manage your monthly profit and loss, they weren't designed to store the data that you need to manage monthly subscriptions. That's where Fusebill comes in. The Geotab synchronization is between Geotab, the My Geotab portal that you're all used to using, and Fusebill. It moves, synchronizes the VIN numbers and the activation dates and the serial numbers between the 2 platforms. Having this automated is quite important, as the number of Go devices is typically very large and they're often activated over time. So if an activation ever gets missed, revenue is lost until that error is discovered, which we find happens with some of our vendors, or some of our customers, I mean. So keeping the VIN numbers synced is another important thing, as it helps with invoice production, and it reduces payment confusion, because over time, Go devices are moved from vehicle to vehicle. So another advantage that you get when you synchronize the activation data is that it provides the ability to support prorated billing. Although this depends on how you bill your contracts, what we found is that some Geotab resellers bill their devices when they're shipped, and other ones ship the Go devices to their customers, and they only start the monthly billing when the Go device is activated. So if you use this latter way of operating your business and you start billing when the devices are activated, it's to your advantage to bill on a prorated basis for the remaining days in the month, rather than starting the billing at the end of the next month. But again, that depends on how you run your business and how you structure your contracts. QuickBooks and NetSuite integration. So in addition to integrating with Geotab, Fusebill integrates with both QuickBooks and NetSuite, which really simplifies your overall accounting processes. If we look at this screen, you can see how the data is synchronized from end to end. While it's a bit busy, it shows the entire picture of which fields are synced with Geotabs and which fields are synced with your accounting system. Let's move on to some of the other challenges that you face. Monthly subscriptions, especially in the GPS space, are complex. Let's look at all the data fields that we have to track within Fusebill to allow you to properly manage your contracts. This is a customer dashboard. Our goal here at Fusebill was to put everything on one screen, so it's very easy for your agents and accounting people to dig into what's happening with your subscription. The area highlighted by the green box on this screen indicates the contact and company fields. If we move down, this area shows the customer payment options. When a customer is paying by credit card, invoices are usually set to auto post and auto collect. If your customers are paying by check or wire transfer, then the payment terms, for example, net 30 or net 45 days, are populated. This area tracks the customer status and can be used to pause billing. It's also a place to track when you've given an account to a third party for collection on your behalf. If we move over here, this area summarizes the customer's financial positions, the pending charges, the next billing date, and things like that, all at your agent's fingertips. This area summarizes the customer's one-time purchases and their subscriptions, and the details are accessed by just clicking on these larger numbers here in blue. We've tried to make everything so from this one screen, everything is one click away. When you look at a subscription in Fusebill, you should be thinking of it as a Go device. There's one subscription per Go device. Every Go device has its own subscription, its own monthly subscription.
I did have a question come in. I believe it's going to come up in a few slides, but figure I'll ask it now while we got a moment. Does Fusebill offer any integrations to any accounting systems, and if so, which ones?
Okay, so we have native integrations. By native, it means that we synchronize in both directions. Native integrations to both QuickBooks Online and NetSuite. So those are two of the more popular platforms. And then the other thing that happens, we have a Zapier integration that people have used to integrate to some of the smaller accounting systems that are out there. And we have a large number of customers, Brian, that simply run everything in Fusebill, which is the invoicing and payment collection, payment tracking, and the automated revenue recognition. They run that during the month in Fusebill, and then at the end of the month, they simply download a reconciliation report out of Fusebill, which is customized with the GL codes that they use in their accounting system, and then they upload that to their accounting system. So we have a lot of customers, a ton of customers that just do it that way. Does that answer the question to your satisfaction, you think, Brian?
Yeah, I believe that covers it. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So in this section, we cover the financials and the payments. So again, one click into the transactions or one click into the payments, and you can drill down from there. So let's take that one click. I've clicked on the subscription so that I can go within the subscription right now. And the details, as we say, everything is one click away. On this screen, this highlights the plan and the frequency. If we move down here, this is highlighting the plan expiry and the term of the plan. We move over to this side. It shows the area that indicates which fields are shown on the invoice. And if we jump down here, it's where we track the contact or the contract dates. So the start and stop date of your contracts. And now I'd like to move on to just back to the telematics challenges and talk about a little bit about how we manage your Go devices. So managing the Go devices requires managing the synchronization, the device status, and then storing and displaying a whole bunch of device-related fields. Most of these device-related fields, statuses, and settings I've already shown you as I quickly step through the Fusebill interface, looking in the different sections. So these challenges that you have in telematics billing, they're actually addressed throughout the platform. So I'm not going to go back in and show you more of the fields that I've already shown you. We'll just kind of move on. I wanted to show you an invoice at this point in time. So this screen shows a typical invoice, and the point that I wanted to make here is that there's two green boxes at the bottom. Each one of these is a subscription that represents one Go device. You can see the serial number of the Go device, and you can see the VIN number associated with that Go device. So those are the 3 or 4 big things that we see in telematics that create challenges. In general, though, the monthly subscription billing requirement creates challenges in that it's not dealt with within your accounting system. So at Fusebill, we come back to what are our design goals. So clearly, what we try to do is increase efficiency and revenues while at the same time reducing revenue leakage or errors and billing complexity. So I'm going to step through each one of these 4 things and just at a high level, very quickly, speak a little bit about how we do each one of them, and then we'll get to the questions that have been coming in. So efficiency, for the most part, is driven through the integration of all the different platforms and all the automation of all your tasks. And we'll dig into every one of those. And the real challenge is making sure that the integrations function in such a way that you maintain the truth of ownership of data. If it's Geotab, the serial numbers, the VIN numbers, the activation dates, those are all in Geotab, and that's where the single point of truth is. If it's your accounting system, it's customer invoicing, and if it's Fusebill, it's all of these additional things that need to be tracked in the middle in order to manage the customer's contracts.
Hey, Peter, if you want to step back, I had a question pop in. It said, if I have 500 customers with 2,500 devices, does your platform, does Fusebill, send those voices automatically each month?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So Fusebill will determine, based upon all the settings and the information within that customer's contract screen, it will determine what the invoice is, and it will send the invoice out automatically as a PDF attached to an email. The customers can also go to the self-service portal, log in. Our system will send them their appropriate credentials when you set them up as a customer, and they can go into the self-service portal, view that invoice or download that invoice, download a statement, and if you choose with that customer self-service portal, you can also allow them to upgrade plans and do things like that. But yes, Fusebill does all of the billing, sends everything out automatically. Some of our customers, if you've got a large customer and you're maybe billing them $250,000 per month, you may set their invoice to not automatically post. And your agents will get a notification at the end of the month that these invoices have to be reviewed and they have to be released, but you might want one of your agents to go in and manually look at an invoice. If it was for $250,000 for one of your large customers, they would manually look at that invoice, check it over, they're happy with it. It's one click to post it, and then it would automatically go out. Perfect. Okay, so let's just move through how we integrate things for efficiency. So this is at a high level. You see that Fusebill is really the hub. It ties everything together and it automates all the tasks. Let's kind of dig through every one of these. Starting off with CRM integration. So by integrating Fusebill with Salesforce, your salespeople can push opportunities directly into Fusebill from Salesforce. So in addition, Fusebill's integration to Salesforce also allows Fusebill to push invoice information and payment data back into Salesforce, which is quite helpful because it allows your customer success people, your salespeople, and your customer support people to see exactly which products that your customers have subscribed to, and it also allows them to see the payment status. All of the data that we push back and forth between Fusebill and Salesforce can be view only, or it can be editable as you choose. And the security settings that you have within Salesforce control that. There's also security settings in Fusebill, which will help you to control that as well. So everything's secure, and you can determine who's able to do what. The Fusebill integration with Salesforce is bidirectional, and we sync almost 100 fields. So we can spend probably an hour just explaining exactly how that integration works, but at a high level, that's how we integrate with CRM systems. Let's move on to another part that's equally important, which is a sales tax engine. So the larger the organization, the more complicated the sales tax becomes, the more states you have nexus in. Fusebill provides 3 levels of tax support. Our basic tax provides the ability to calculate tax at the country and state level. Then we have an advanced tax product that provides the ability to calculate sales tax down to the geolocation level across all 1,650 tax jurisdictions in the U.S. Beyond that, we have a native integration with Avalara, and Avalara is the market-leading tax engine in the U.S., which allows you to calculate sales tax, again, down to the geolocation level, but also on a product-by-product basis within all 1,650 tax jurisdictions in the U.S., as well as most countries in the world. So it handles the VAT tax, handles taxes in Canada, Europe, throughout the world. I mentioned earlier the customer self-service portal, so let me just touch on that right now. So it's a Fusebill provided self-service portal. It's branded to look and feel just like your website, and it allows your customers to update their credit card on file. It also allows them to download invoices and statements, and if you like, you can use it to allow them to upgrade their plans from, let's say, a Pro Plus to a Pro Plus plan. But all of that is configurable. It's built into the platform. There's no additional charge. It's integrated right within Fusebill. It's a part of Fusebill. Next would be the customer sign-up pages. So Fusebill provides, again, hosted sign-up pages. That means that we host them within Fusebill. They're branded to look like your website. They allow your customers to order devices and sign up for monthly plans. So again, it depends within the Geotab reseller ecosystem whether you target smaller organizations and you may let people sign up online and have a device shipped to them, or whether you're mostly B2B when your salespeople would be handling the sales. But it is part of the standard Fusebill platform. It's available for your use, and it's fully integrated. So payment gateway integration. If you bill by credit card, Fusebill integrates with over 20 payment gateways, so every major payment gateway in North America. So if you're billing by credit cards or you're billing by ACH, we virtually have you covered on all bases there. I'm going to move on and talk about another Fusebill product called Fusebill Payments, which is a payment gateway. So Fusebill Payments is actually powered by Chase, and it allows you to bill by credit card and by ACH just like it would if you're using another payment gateway that you might already be using or that you might have used in the past. It's completely integrated with Fusebill though, so the reporting integration between the payment gateway and Fusebill is a lot tighter. And it also comes prepackaged with a credit card updater service. So as your customers' credit cards expire, the updated expiry information comes directly from Visa and MasterCard, flows right down through back into Fusebill so that those payments will be processed without having any failed payments. So that's really all the integrations and how Fusebill sits in the middle and how we integrate with all those components around there. I wanted to touch a little bit on how we really helped organizations, how we help resellers to increase revenue. And really it's about reducing sales friction. You need to align how you bill with the value that your customers perceive that you're bringing. And to do that, you need billing flexibility. You need a platform that can accommodate whatever your customers need and whatever your sales team and your marketing team decide that the market needs and decide that they would like to market and sell. So Fusebill really provides this. These are just some of the things that have to be dealt with one time and reoccurring, tiered and stair-step pricing, usage tracking. All of this has to be effectively dealt with in order to make a smooth transition, be able to bill the way your customers want, and to reduce that sales friction to bring new customers on. So one of the final legs of the challenges is reducing revenue leakage. And people ask, well, what the heck is revenue leakage? So at the end of the day, revenue leakage comes from human errors that's created by complexity because of the type of contracts that you've signed or the way that the contract is structured, and how well the customer understands the contract or how well the customer understands their invoices. So really, reducing revenue leakage is more about making sure that everything is billed perfectly and it's billed according to contract than it is about any magic. It's about making sure that there's as little human intervention as possible and making everything smooth and automated. So managing billing complexity. And really, I think by now everyone sees that all of these things are intertwined. You have to be able to bill correctly. You have to be able to take into account all of this different data. You need to be able to manage contracts. You need to be able to apply appropriate discounts. You may have to apply certain coupons. And you need to have all this structured in such a way that it's very easy for your staff to operate it, to understand it, to administer it on a monthly basis. And one final thing on managing the complexity of contracts is really managing revenue recognition. So if you sell quarterly plans or if you sell annual plans, you need to make sure that those annual plans are, the revenue is properly calculated on them, and your earned and deferred revenue are carefully tracked. We do it down to the daily basis, so you can really, at the end of the month, move those figures over, and it gives your accounting department the comfort that they need that all of that has been properly managed. So really, in a nutshell, Brian, that's kind of it. I just wanted to summarize and kind of have a list here and recap what we do. We automate the activations and the prorated billing by moving the activation date and serial number from Geotab over into Fusebill. We automate the VIN number syncing so that they're moved into Fusebill so we can display them on the customer's invoices to reduce confusion on the customer invoicing side. And we integrate with all these things that we've talked about: QuickBooks, NetSuite, Salesforce, Avalara. We provide the self-service portal, the online sign-up pages. We integrate with the payment gateways and for credit card processing and for ACH. It's really everything in one package integrated together. So really that's about it. I just wanted to position us as we, second last slide here, just kind of position Fusebill. Every day we process nearly 1 million invoices. We process millions of invoices every week. And we process over 1 billion in annual transactions annually on behalf of our customers. So there's a lot of volume here. It all kind of runs automatically in the cloud. And with that, maybe Brian, we can have a look at some of those questions that people might have sent in and see if we can answer those.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Peter. I got the big burning question I've had populating a few different ways in the questions box here. As this is all awesome stuff. So we have all these integrations, automation, automatic invoicing. We do some like prorated billing. We got all the, what is this all going to cost?
Well, it's a good question, Brian, and I expected that. We bundle everything together. We charge on a monthly basis. People can buy our prepay our monthly service annually if they choose, but really we start at $995 a month. So $1,000 a month. Everything's bundled in. You pay monthly, and it's as simple as that. If your business is larger, you pay more monthly. It's based upon how much revenue you bill.
Relatively simple pricing there. All right. Another question that came in, I guess it's regarding actually taking payments. Let me kind of interject this one here. Seems a little in the weeds, but I figure it might be applied to everyone. It's asking if Fusebill handles the automated credit card charges. Does Fusebill take on the liability or responsibility regarding PCI data security standards?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have within Fusebill a PCI vault, a PCI level 1 certified vault, and each year, because of the volume of transactions that Fusebill processes, we have to be audited and certified. We are a PCI level 1 certified organization. And level 1 is the highest level of certification that you can get. So that process takes us, we go through it every year. It takes us almost a year to go through it. I think it's 8 months long. And we have to pay third-party auditors to review everything that we're doing. So we take all the PCI level compliancy worries off your plate. And yeah, I don't know. I think that answers the question, Brian.
Yeah. Moving on to the next one I got here. So theoretically, somebody reaches out to you at the end of this webinar and wants more info, and then they decide this is the solution for them. From the time they metaphorically sign on the dotted line, how long does it take from that moment to when they don't have to worry about billing anymore?
Well, it's a good question, and we hear it often. It really depends on how well organized the data is that the customer has. We've turned up $20 million a year organizations in 25 days, but that organization truly was very, very well organized for the size of company that they were. Typically, you need to plan on weeks, more like, a month or 2 months. And part of that delay is that we have a very structured implementation, and we have a lot of functionality in our platform, and we want to take the time to explain throughout the implementation process the power of the platform, how our agile catalog works, how you can structure your catalog, and we'll do that structuring for you, but we need to share this information with our customers team over a period of time, let them absorb it, and try to set up your catalog not only for today but for the future. So we don't really want to rush through that implementation process. If the customer wants to go fast, we can go faster, but typically it's 30 to 60 days, Brian.
Awesome. So we've also got a question. Let's skip to there were questions in regard to like proration, I guess, is what this would fall under. But it says if there's a device that changes plans mid-month, does Fusebill have the ability to count for that? Which falls in line with another question that popped up. It says if the customer gets billed monthly, when the unit is activated only, and is the warranty starting from the same date as well?
Yeah, so let me cover proration first, and then we can talk about warranty and things like that after. So the Geotab to Fusebill integration, every evening it syncs the two platforms, and it determines which Go devices have been activated in the last 24 hours. that allows you to start billing the next day for that Go device. As I mentioned earlier, what we see is some resellers will ship a Go device out and start to bill for that Go device on a monthly basis right away. Other resellers ship, say, 50 devices out to a customer. They sit in a workshop. When the vehicles come in for maintenance, they put the Go device in. Once Geotab sees that that Go device has come on the network, it's registered in the Geotab MyAdmin database, and that evening we will notice that it's there and it's now activated. So then if the billing needs to be started, then we start it then. If the billing is already running for that subscription, for that Go device, then we don't do anything. But if it's sitting there in a ready state waiting to start billing, that's when we would start billing. And then you have the choice to either bill for the remainder of the month or wait until the end of the month, which is the customer's next invoice, and bill in arrears at the end of the month. It's kind of the same as your cell phone plan. You pay in advance for next month's monthly fee, but you pay in arrears for this month's usage. So you have your choice of either billing immediately or billing at the end of the month. In a B2B space, like most of the resellers would be, you would typically want to not be sending a bunch of invoices to the customer during the month. You would want to send one consolidated invoice at the end of the month, which would have all the different Go devices that were added during that month on it, and the prorated billing to the day for every one of those devices. So that's how the prorated billing works. Does that seem clear? Maybe I can go and answer the other two issues. Did that make sense, Brian?
I believe that maybe does a good enough job.
Okay, and then as far as warranty, we don't specifically track warranty, but we do track when a Go device was activated, and that information is in Fusebill. So you can use that field in Fusebill, or you could use that field in Geotab if you wanted to look it up. If there was a warranty issue, I guess that probably doesn't happen that often. You could look it up in either one of those places. So I think I answered both your questions there.
Yes. Question pop in and says, what about the plan itself? For example, a customer has a base plan for X amount of dollars for the first half of the month and then upgrades mid-month to Pro. Can Fusebill allow the reseller to bill the customer half of the month for the base plan and the other half of the month for the Pro plan?
Yes, and that comes with how you've structured your catalog. But if you do upgrade during the middle of the month, now right now we're in the current integration with Geotab does not automatically upgrade people's plans when they upgrade in Geotab. So if they go from a Pro plan to a Pro Plus plan in Geotab, it does not affect the billing in Fusebill. But we are intending to add that over the next few months. The complexity there is we need to speak to a few more resellers and determine exactly how they would like that feature to work. And of course, every reseller runs their business differently. But to go back to your question, you have two catalog items. One of them is a Pro plan and one of them is a Pro Plus plan. And what you really want to do is you want to pause the Pro billing and you want to start the Pro Plus billing. And Fusebill is smart enough to, on a prorated basis, say, okay, I've got 12 days of the Pro plan. I've already billed for that, so I have to credit back the other 18 days in the month. And now I have 18 days in the month at the Pro Plus plan, so I have to bill that on a prorated basis. So yes, you can go into the Fusebill interface and you can change the customer's plan, and it will automatically and correctly adjust the billing on a prorated basis for both the cancellation and the new plan.
Perfect. One question from one of the audience members was, for that $9.95 a month or that $1,000 a month, is it basically unlimited users or devices, or this is really managed by like revenue band, right?
Yes, correct. It's managed by revenue band. So you have an unlimited number of business users within your organization. You can send an unlimited number of invoices. You can have an unlimited number of Go devices. It's just simply based on how much revenue that you bill, so we can, charge organizations appropriately based on the size of their organization.
And then as far as, I know we asked the question earlier about time to up and go. You said they kind of walk you through, you and your team will walk reseller kind of through that implementation process. Do they work specifically with, as part of that implementation process, helping with those integrations into either NetSuite or QuickBooks or whatever uh, accounting platform that that particular reseller using? That person is actually following up with SAP is what they use.
Yeah, okay. Let me start with the first part of the question as far as what does our implementation team do. So for us, this is simple. We do it every day. We do it day in and day out. You know, we turn up dozens of customers a month. So really, we are structured to manage everything and to guide our customers. I talked earlier about a structured process where we educate the customers on the power of the platform, and we try to, impart best practices as to how the catalog should be structured, maybe how their billing should be structured. It of course needs to fit with how they're currently doing their business, but we try to give them tips and tricks as to how they may want to do things differently in the future, and how by structuring something this way or that way would more easily allow that, or make it easier for their accounting team to issue credits or do reversals. So we do step them through all that. We educate the team as we go through it. It's a very structured approach. And yes, we do look after all of the integrations. So we'll work with the team on working through how you're going to use Salesforce. We'll work with the integration to NetSuite and QuickBooks is pretty canned. It's pretty cut and dried. It's, there's a little bit of flexibility there, but it's pretty straightforward. The Salesforce integration is a little bit more complicated because there's so many fields and there's so many different ways that you can use it. But we do look after all those integrations. So we do everything. We support and hold our customers' hands throughout the entire implementation process, and then beyond the implementation process, and then it transitions into this customer success team. So you still have someone there at Fusebill to call and say, what's the best way to do this? How do other people do that? What would you recommend we do to structure our catalog so that we can offer this new product in a certain way? So we're always right there for you. It's all part of the service.
Okay. How are special terms and pricing managed?
Well, really, as I think I've tried to show as we move through the different slides, I tried to really be quick. I hope I went slow enough that it all made sense to everyone online. But we are a horizontal platform, so we have customers in the SaaS space. We have customers in the in virtually every different industry type. As long as they're billing on a monthly basis, as long as they're doing subscription billing, they have this very similar challenges. So all the different fields that we've shown everyone are there to enable you to bill how you want to bill. Everything is customizable. You will have a catalog. We will build that for you. We will architect it, and we will move your products into it. But on a subscription by subscription or go device by go device basis, or on a customer by customer basis, everything in that catalog can be overridden, right? And it's saved for just that customer. So there's 100% flexibility there. Our design criteria, our design goal is to allow you to do exactly what you need to do with the least amount of complexity and the least amount of human intervention. So it's just standard day-to-day business in putting all these different complexities of each different contract into the system.
Awesome. Couple more questions. Any processing fees for those credit cards? That's all absorbed by Fusebill?
No, the processing fees are not absorbed because they can get quite high, and actually, the payment gateway people make a lot more than the subscription billing people. So maybe that would be my next life, working in the payment gateway industry. So the payment gateway fees are the standard payment gateway fees that you would pay across any payment gateway in North America or virtually throughout the world. So those fees are usually in the area of around 3% of the actual transacted value, and probably in the area of, I think on average it's about 30 cents per transaction. So the cost per transaction in the B2B world is insignificant. but there is that payment gateway fee. Part of it goes to Visa or MasterCard or American Express. Part of it goes to the payment gateway provider. Part of it is to account for your merchant account and things. So those fees are all in additional to the single monthly fee that Fusebill charges. And maybe I would just add one other thing: the single monthly fee that Fusebill charges for everything that we provide. You can grow as much as you want within, usually we have 1-year contracts, so you can grow as much as you want within that 1 year until your contract renews before your monthly fee changes. So if you're doing, $2 million a year in revenue, and you're paying us $1,000 a month, and you buy 5 other companies, and at the end of the year you're doing $20 million in business, you're still paying us $1,000 a month. When your contract comes up for renewal, we sit down and negotiate a new price with you, again, based upon your revenue. So I think I didn't share that earlier. I wanted to share it today just to be 100% transparent on the pricing side.
Got it. As far as payment gateways, can Fusebill integrate with other payment gateways besides Chase?
Oh yes, yeah. Chase is just the partner that we chose to integrate into our platform, and that integration just provides more robust reporting and things. But if you're using Authorize.net or Stripe or First Data or any of the major payment gateways in North America, and some of them cover around the world, we integrate directly in with them for credit card and for ACH.
Okay. Follow-up question to that just popped in. Can you force a customer or basically disable the option for credit card payments and just only allow ACH?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. When you're setting up a specific customer, each payment gateway has an interface, and we integrate with, as I said, over 20 different payment gateways, and every one of those different payment gateways have their own details, their own little idiosyncrasies. But our platform, is integrated with them and is certified by them to use that integration to push credit card transactions through that gateway. And you can control what you want to do on a payment gateway by payment gateway basis.
Got it. And when it comes to like hardware, if as far as Go devices, harnesses, kind of like what would essentially be one-time purchases, how does Fusebill handle those?
So they're all just put into your catalog. So you'd put all of your products, all of your SKUs, all of your harnesses, all of your devices, all of your accessories, everything would be put into your catalog, and they can easily be billed. And it's very typical that maybe on the first invoice there would be an admin fee, there might be an installation fee, there might be a one-time fee, and it would be billed on the same invoice as the monthly subscription fee for the Go devices. Equally, if you have an early cancellation fee, that's an early cancellation fee is just another product in your product catalog. When your accounting person or your accounting agent or billing agent, cancels a contract, and if that contract had an early cancellation fee associated with it, they would apply that early termination fee charge to that customer's invoice.
Perfect. Let me just take a look one more time. Looks like Cindy was asking about interstate billing services, which I would assume means obviously if you're dealing with business in multiple states.
Yeah, so taxes are kind of a complicated, as you know. And as I mentioned, we have 3 different levels of taxation. So it's basic, which allows you to do a single state tax, so you can go by country and then by states or provinces. If you're doing business in Canada, you can also accommodate provinces, and you bill us a flat sales tax within that state. That's our basic. If you move to our advanced, we use a back-end tax engine so that we can go down to the geolocation, which is beyond the zip code, because sometimes zip codes and tax jurisdictions don't overlap perfectly. There's around 1,650 tax jurisdictions in the U.S. So our advanced allows us to bill the correct sales tax all the way down to the geolocation. And then our integration with Avalara allows you to go, again, down to the geolocation level within the USA and throughout the world, and also the product level. If you have some products or services that are taxed differently in some states, you have the refinement using Avalara to charge the sales tax correctly down to that level. Most organizations use sort of an advanced taxed approach, which is typically more than sufficient to meet all of your tax needs. With interstate stuff, I think what we should do is, have them reach out to us directly. We could probably spend a half an hour, 45 minutes just going into the intricacies of tax. We're an Avalara partner. We might even get Avalara to jump on the phone with us, share a screen, and deal with some of those tax questions directly. We're not trying to be tax experts. We're not tax experts, but we do integrate with the correct tools to allow you to do that. And we chose Avalara just because of their dominance in the industry. They are the de facto standard, the market leader. So I think that we should deal with that question on a one-on-one basis.
Interstate billing services is a payment gateway, essentially. Is that one of the payment gateways or that you would be able to integrate with Fusebill?
I don't think we currently integrate with it, but the payment gateways all function in a very similar way. And as you can imagine, payment gateways want to have organizations like ourselves integrate with them because we use an integration between our platform and their platform. So it's very easy for their system to process our transactions. It's computer to computer. It's coming to them in a very clean fashion. They have a published API that we need to use to integrate with them. They go through, when we first integrate with a payment gateway, we go through an auditing process with them. They have a number of tests that they put us through. They audit our PCI compliance. They check our certificates because we're now sharing PCI compliancy responsibility with the payment gateway. So we go through that process. It's very rigorous, but it's something that we go through quite often. So if that payment gateway, if we don't integrate with a payment gateway, it's easy enough to add a payment gateway to the list of integrations that we have. There's no limit as to how many payment gateways that we can integrate with. It would just be we would just add it to the other payment gateways. That's how we got up well over 20. I think we did 10 when we started. People would come along and say, we really like these guys. Will you integrate with them? It's about a week's work and a few weeks of paperwork to integrate with a new payment gateway. So yes, we could integrate with them, but today we don't integrate with them.
Okay, so it's not completely out of the question. It's just like an extra step in basically the implementation process.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And work that we would do behind the scenes. So for our customer, it wouldn't mean anything. We would reach out to them. We would talk with their integration folks. They go through the same process with point of sale platforms, subscription billing platforms, e-commerce platforms. So it's a pretty industry standard process to go through, and we look after all the details.
All right, Peter. It looks like we got all of the questions answered. With a few lingering that we can follow up with after the fact. I'll get you, as you can see, we've got Peter's contact info up on the screen there, email address, phone number. If you do have any further questions, specifically around like any of those taxation questions or anything of that nature, by all means, I'm sure Peter would be more than happy to, as you mentioned earlier, get connected with you, as well as that vendor that they work with for that purpose.
I appreciate everyone's time, and I wish everyone, a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you, everybody.